bounce to this, more bounce to this, more bounce to this, more bounce to this. Don't bounce, they gon' really more bounce to this, more.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back. We are back. It was a long week, let me tell you. Actually, let me backtrack for a second. It wasn't a long week. It was actually a short week for me. Vacation with the fam. Great time down to the beautiful Cape May. But I missed Tuesday and I missed Friday. So there was no episode 6 last week. There was no episode 7 last week. But we are back. Fighters Walk Podcast, episode number 6. As always, I'm your host, Corey Keene. And goddamn, it feels good to be back. Vacation was cool, though. Like I said, Cape May. Went down to Cape May, New Jersey. It was... I've never been to Cape May. And it was different. I'm used to crowded beaches, such as beautiful Sarasota, Florida, such as Wildwood, such as Atlantic City, Ocean City, Maryland. List goes on and on. But Cape May, let me tell you, didn't know what to expect going down. I didn't. Get there, you would have swore. I didn't think I was in New Jersey. That's for sure. Not the slightest bit of clue I was in New Jersey. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, if you think about it. It is kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're on the bay side, so we weren't even on the ocean side. No waves. Hardly any people on the beach. For me, that is my perfect vacation. With the fiance, was with her family, and I was with my family. And it was just an awesome vacation, awesome getaway. But when I tell you, the podcast and fights were always on my mind. Always on my mind. I love this. I love this podcast shit, man. It's a good time. It's fun. I love talking to myself. Guests coming very soon. Very, very soon. And let me just tell you, we have a hell of a week. We have a hell of a week. I might have another episode tomorrow. I don't know. I might have an episode Thursday. I don't know. I make my schedule. I could do what I want. I could do what I please. So, maybe last week, like I said in the previous podcast, it was a good time, if any, to take a break. No fights. It was, like I said, much needed R&R, and it was a good time. And we are back. So, also, like I said, this is a big week. Big week for the UFC. Big week for your boy as the biggest, I could say it, the biggest Conor McGregor fan. It's fight week, baby. We are 4 days out from the trilogy. The Notorious Conor McGregor versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Wow. Doesn't seem real that we are just 4 days out. But before I get into that, which I can't believe that I'm going to be talking about something before this Conor fight. But it's breaking news. I'm an MMA podcast guy. I got to report the breaking news. I have to. I have no choice. And when it's someone you're pretty close to, that just amplifies the situation 100 times more. We have fight news. Big fight news. My friend, Kyle Daukaus. My friend, Kyle Daukaus. God damn it. He's fighting Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland. I'm speechless in such a good way. It's unbelievable. This fight. See, knowing Kyle, this fight may mean more to me than him. Let me say that again. This fight may mean more to me than to him. You might be asking yourself, there's no way. There's no way. No, there is a way. I wanted Kyle to fight Kevin Holland 5-6 months ago. I said, that's the fight for you, man. I want you to get that fight. So I'm on vacation. I'm at a nice bar just outside of Wildwood, hanging out. I get a text, and all it says is, actually, hold on. I'm going to pull it up. I should have been prepared for this, but I'm going to pull it up. We're going to the text threads. Text thread. No big deal. No big deal. Just got word on my next fight. I have a feeling you'll be hype. God damn right I'm hype. Holy shit am I hype. Kevin Holland, man. You're fighting Kevin Holland. Unbelievable. He gives me a couple guesses. I'm not going to guess Kevin Holland. Kyle's coming off a tough fight against Phil Haas. Very tough fight. Didn't go his way. Like, Kyle, in his 3 fights, man, he's been fighting some killers in the UFC. His UFC debut, he takes a short notice fight against Brendan Allen. Short notice against Brendan Allen. I mean, that's no easy test for anybody. Brendan Allen is a hell of a fighter. Almost submits Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen gets the victory. Then he fights Dustin Solstice. Kyle gets that W. Love that. Then he fights Phil Haas, who he's a little tank. He's a little tank, man. But he fought him tough. Start to finish. Even rocked him. Kyle's got hands, man. Kyle's got hands. Not only does Kyle have hands, but Kyle's ground game is phenomenal. Kyle's ground game is phenomenal. So he texts me. He says, guess who I'm fighting? Couldn't guess it. And he finally says top 15. You'll be hype. I guess Kevin Holland. I guess correct. Dude, I'm so freaking pumped for this fight. It comes down to that kill or be killed mentality. This is a huge opportunity for Kyle. And it's a huge goddamn fight for Kyle. October 2nd. Hopefully there's some goddamn fans in that arena. Because it's going to be a fight night. And I'm going to take a look. I'm going to share my screen here in a second, see who else is on the card. But I hope there's some fans. Kevin Holland is he had a really great year last year. The pandemic did him really well. He got some good wins. And then he kind of slid off a little bit. Brunson destroys him. Not destroys him, but beats him pretty bad. And then he loses to Marvin. And Marvin fights for the title next. His very next fight was against Izzy for the title. It's a huge fight, huge opportunity. And I couldn't be more excited. Could not be more excited. Let's share this. MMA Junkie. No big deal. No big deal. UFC targeting Kevin Holland versus Kyle Daukaus for October 2nd event. Please, UFC, please let this fight have fans. Please let this fight have fans. Kevin's very unorthodox. He strikes. He's a weird striker. He doesn't have much of a ground game. Kyle's ground game is, like I said, top notch. Some of the best I've seen. And the fact that I could call him my friend is just, it's awesome. So cool. So cool. So that's why I'm freaking ecstatic for this. I'm ecstatic for this. Kevin's going to be, if I had to guess, he said after his last couple fights, he's not going to change. He's going to be chirping at Kyle, and not in a negative way. I don't think he's very negative when he chirps in the octagon, but Kyle's a straightforward, business as usual. Grab the lunch pail, hard hat. He's going in there doing what he's got to do. So I don't think Kyle's going to do much talking back to Kevin when he's talking. But just looking at this. Yeah, so Kevin Holland lost 6 months ago. That was his last fight. 6 months ago, that was when he fought Marvin. I mean, not much to say about that fight. What you can say is Kevin's ground game has been, close your eyes. What do you see? Pretty non-existent. I'm not going to sit here and talk down on a guy, but his ground game was very, very non-existent. And Kyle's ground game is unbelievable. Now, if I talk to Kyle goes into every fight saying he's going to knock him out. He's going to get it done. No big deal. But when I tell you, if this goes to the ground, it's going to be a long night for Kevin. I don't care who he's wrestled or who he's been wrestling with, who he's been working with. DC, Jordan Burroughs, Khabib. I don't care. USA Wrestling, Dagestan Wrestling. I don't care. I really don't care. It's gonna be a long night. And hey, I say this, I have a dog in the fight. So am I gonna be biased? Yes, I'm gonna be very biased. But I'm also gonna be real. And I'm gonna say real shit. Do I think Kyle has a chance here? Yes. Do I think Kyle could win this fight? Yes. But it's a fight. At the end of the day, it's a fight. Both guys are going to go in there trying to take each other's heads off. I just think one's going to go to sleep. And it's not going to be the guy from Philly. That's all I'm saying. Here's the card, though. If you're watching this on YouTube, Thiago Santos, Johnny Walker. If I had to guess right now, that's going to be the main event. Maybe. Unless they could find someone else or like find bigger names for that card. But just looking at this, yeah, just looking at this and the names that are here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 fights. Probably get 6 more, maybe. So there's opportunity to get bigger names. But looking at this right now, Kyle versus Kevin Holland, that could easily be the co-main. Or the fight right before the co-main, maybe. See, here's the thing. People are going to tune in to see Kevin Holland because they like his style. They like how he talks in the cage. Like, they like that shit. So, I don't know. There's opportunity. Where that's going to land on the card, it's going to be on the main card, that's for sure. It's going to be on the main card. God damn, I'm so pumped. So pumped for Kyle. This is awesome. Awesome news. Love being back for episode 6. And this is what I get to talk about. My man, Kyle. Know you got someone here rooting for you heavy, brother. Rooting for you heavy. I probably get more nervous watching your fights than your girlfriend. Just true. I get nervous over if I'm really invested in a fighter, I'm nervous. So when Kyle fights, nervous. Conor fights, see, that's even crazier. I know Kyle, but when Conor McGregor fights, I'm pacing back and forth. The last Dustin fight in January, luckily I had some adult sodas, but I was nervous, man. So I think it's a great time to transition over to that. This will be a little part oneer. My Conor Dustin talks. Wow. But yeah, so I'm glad I got to my first pod back. That's what I get to talk about. This week, depending on his schedule and what he's doing, we're bringing him on. We are bringing him on the show. Kyle Daukaus is coming on. I'll say that now. Be ready because potentially the next podcast could have him on it. We're just going to be, I don't know. I mean, it could change day to day, but probably going to talk about this fight, how it unfolded, how everything happened. We are obviously going to talk about Conor versus Dustin because he's not Team McGregor like myself. So I'm sure we'll talk about that. Maybe I could try to convince him that Conor McGregor's the man. Don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. But make sure we're tuning in very soon because we are going to have Kyle on the show. I'm super excited about that. We're just going to plan it out, see how his schedule works this week, and we'll get him on. So, without further ado, let's start talking about what potentially could be the fight of 2021. The Notorious Conor McGregor. I sound nothing like Bruce Buffer, but I hear it in my head, and I see him walk into the center of the octagon. He's kissing the hands. He is about to knock the block off of Dustin Poirier. Calling it. I've watched, in the past 2 days, I've watched Dustin's last 5 wins in the UFC. 6. I can't even keep track. The UFC Fight Pass is the best app video streaming service around because I could watch whatever I want, whoever I want. So I watched film like a good coach would. I watched film like a good coach would. And let me tell you, Dustin is a tough motherfucker, man. He is a tough. He's as tough as they come, man. He gets hit. And, in the fights I've watched, the Anthony Pettis fight, man, holy shit. They both took some beatings. Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway. Max is smaller than him, but Dustin almost took Max out. And Max has never been knocked out in the UFC. It's a lot of fights for Max. Unbelievable, man. And then, he fights Khabib. He fights Khabib to unify the lightweight title. And, Khabib beat him up pretty good. But he almost choked Khabib out. He was very close to finishing Khabib. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I am going to say this, because I'm going to be talking about this a lot. This is just kind of like my quick little overview of what I'm expecting, this, that. You'll find out how big of a McGregor fan I am, trust me, but I'm going to talk. Listen, you can't knock Dustin. You cannot knock him. He's as tough as they come. He's matured so much since that first fight. He matured so much, and in a goddamn good way. But when the opportunity knocked, hell yeah, he wants to get paid. He doesn't want next in line for the title. He wants the trilogy with Conor McGregor. Because, July 10th, T-Mobile Arena, that place will be standing room only. And let me add this. The standing room only seats, which are all the way up top in this deck, if you go to any games, like a Bud Light deck or like a Miller Lite deck. Oh yeah, $650. Shit, I tried going, but maybe once I get bigger, I'll get some credentials. That'll be sick. That place is going to be packed. That place is going to be sold out. And I think it's going to be electric. And Conor, Ireland fans, the Irish usually travel really well. But I'm telling you this right now, there's going to be a lot of fans for Dustin. And I promise you that place is going to be rocking for Dustin. But now here's this part. Sold out T-Mobile Arena. Last time Conor fought in a sold out T-Mobile Arena. Knocked the block off of Cowboy. Love Cowboy. One of my favorites all time. I don't know if that really says much about Conor. No offense to Cowboy. But, Conor feeds off that energy. The second fight against Dustin, they're on Fight Island. There were some fans, but not a lot. Not a lot. It was just a weird fight week. Very strange fight week. A lot of, I love you, man. I love you, brother. This, that. Conor's got to come into fight week. Listen, hear me out. Conor, you're never going to see this. Dustin, you're never going to see this. But let me say this to the people who are listening and are really big fans of MMA and know Conor McGregor and know this about him. You don't have to go back to your old ways, Conor. You do not have to go back to your old ways, but bring some energy. Talk a little shit. It's what got you there. So at first I was like all for like the new Conor when he fought Cowboy. He was really nice to him, this and that. It was cool because I love Cowboy and Cowboy doesn't deserve to be shit talked. I hate to say it, but Dustin doesn't deserve to be shit talked either. But now there's some ammo. Now there's a little leeway. Like, dude, Conor, he knocked you the fuck out, man. He knocked you out. So with that being said, bring up his pea head. Call him out. Say, let's stand and bang. I don't want you to take a shot. I don't want this to go on the ground. Just mind games. Get the mind games going a little bit. I'd 100% be down with that. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I will tell you this, though. If you're watching this on YouTube, you see Dustin got that 1 next to him, and Conor's got that 5 next to him. Winner of this fight, they're not going to have no easy test next because they are going to fight Charles Oliveira for the lightweight championship of the world. Quote it, clip it, do what you want. Winner of this fight faces Charles Oliveira for the title. So let's go over this scenario. Pains me to say it, but if Dustin wins, Conor loses. Like I said, I just said it. Dustin, Oliveira for the title. Cool. I'm 100% down with that fight. I like that fight. It's a very intriguing fight for sure. So what's that mean for Conor? Well, here's what it means for Conor. Conor loses this fight. He's still going to sell out arenas. He's still going to make a boatload of money. And the Nate Diaz fight is still on the table. Conor's got another trilogy just hanging in his back pocket. So I guess that makes the most sense for Conor. If he loses this fight, yeah, that makes the most sense for Conor. The Nate Diaz trilogy. And it'd be a great fight. Be a great fight. Fun fight. That fight week buildup would be something. Now let's go to the scenario I want. Conor knocks Dustin's block off. What's next for Conor? Well, I said it. You got the champ. You have a chance to win your belt back and then go from there. Now, if Dustin loses, it gets a little interesting, I think. Some fights, I'll tell you off the top of my head, it would be sick to see Dustin versus Michael Chandler. That would be an awesome fight. 100% down for that fight, too. 100% down for that fight. So maybe that would be next. I think that makes the most sense. God damn, that Dan Hooker, though. Woo! Get that fight. second one, oh man, they had like fight of the year. They had like fight of the year in the Apex. No, but Michael Chandler. That's what I'm going with. So that's the scenarios there. I don't know, man. We are, like I said, 4 days out. International Fight Week. Goddamn T-Mobile Center is going to be rocking. Ole, 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 ole. Rocking. There's only one Conor McGregor. One Conor McGregor. Walking along, singing our song, walking in a McGregor wonderland. That might be one of the best UFC chants. Might be one of the best UFC chants. Look a video up of that. Only one Conor McGregor hype video. I'm doing you a favor. I'm electric in this episode. I got the Bruce Buffer. I'm singing songs. I'm out of my element. I'm just happy to be back. I'm just happy to be back. And I couldn't be back on a better week. It is the Christmas week of MMA, of UFC. It's Christmas week. Saturday's Christmas Day. Friday's Christmas Eve. And we are only 4 days out. 4 days out. If I had to guess, Conor is going to come out. He's going to come out hungry. Watched a lot of Conor's fights too. Even pained me to watch Conor Dustin too from January. But Conor clipped Dustin. I don't care what anybody like. Yeah, Dustin was the better man. Dustin did a lot of good stuff, but Conor did catch him. So you ask yourself, well, what's Conor gonna do? Check leg kicks? Sure. But he still got knocked out. He still got knocked out. How does that weigh on a fighter? You just got knocked out in January and you got to fight this guy again? I think that helps Conor. I really do. His psyche's so unorthodox and weird. It's like I don't know. He's got such a great sports psychology to the game. Like it's unbelievable. That's why I keep telling myself that like Conor's going to get this done. And then I go back and I'm like, but how's Conor going to get this done? Do I think Conor's going to get it done? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I the more I'm talking myself into this, Conor McGregor is going to get this done. He's going to knock out Dustin inside 3. Everyone's like, oh, if Conor doesn't get it done in 1, the fight's over. Hell no. Hell no. I think he's going to land big shots early, and that's going to rattle Dustin. Dustin's going to try to go for a takedown and try to get it to the ground. And here's the thing. I think Conor's going to catch him slipping. You heard it. Heard it. Conor is going to catch Dustin slipping. And hey, Dustin's a vet. Don't get me wrong. But he's going to get engulfed in that Conor fight atmosphere. And it's going to mess with you. You know, I went to Conor versus Eddie in MSG. Eddie had this plan, man. I'm going to wrestle Conor. He can't take my wrestling. He can't do this. Yeah, Eddie, you're right. And I love Eddie Alvarez. You're right. He's not going to be able to handle any of that. As soon as the fight starts, he wants to stand with Conor. Dude, come on, man. Really? So, and it's the atmosphere. It gets to you. I think Conor's going to catch him early. I think Dustin's going to land shots, but I see it going very differently this time around. I do. Whew. If you're watching this and you're as excited as me, you know how I'm feeling right now. 4 days out. Unbelievable. We had a great show. This was a great episode. I didn't talk about much, but what I did talk about meant a lot to me. And moving forward, that's what I do. I get some topics, I talk about them. I'm not going to cover everything. I don't have enough time to cover everything. There's an awesome CFFC card Saturday night. That's probably, and this is going to sound crazy, but that might be one of my favorite promotions outside of the UFC. Definitely theater promotions into the UFC. They've had so many big names get to the UFC. So shout out to CFFC for killing it, doing their thing. Love watching their cards. I'd love to get some of those guys on my show too, who fight for CFFC. I'm sure they would. If I reached out to them, maybe they'd hop on. Then I could talk to someone else other than myself. What else before I go? Anything? I'm looking at my assistant right now. Hold on 1 second. I don't have an assistant. I'm my assistant. I got nothing, guys. I'm sure when I stop talking here, I'm gonna be like, I wish I talked about that. That's okay. So stay tuned for episode 7. Okay, stay tuned for episode 7. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, and we're just building this up. We are just building this up. I think the next episode, episode 7, either 7 or 8, it's gonna have to be 7. 7's gonna be a long episode, especially if I get Kyle as a guest. If I get Kyle on the show, 7 might be my longest episode because I do want to talk about the whole UFC 264 card because it's a banger. It's a banger of a card, start to finish. There's some names you will know, and there's some names that you know who are like high up, like low, like down low in the early prelims and prelims. So I definitely want to talk about that whole card. As fight week goes on, I'm gonna want to talk about like fight week, like media day stuff. I'm gonna want to talk about the press conference. I'm gonna want to talk about the weigh-ins. So I think what I'm gonna do is, and this is just me thinking off the top of my head right now, I'm gonna watch that stuff throughout the week. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna put out the episode on Friday. I'm still going to put out the episode on Friday, but Friday early. I'm going to wait for those morning weigh-ins once everyone makes weight. Knock on wood. Once everyone makes weight, and then I'm going to post that episode 7, midday Friday. And to be honest, I may test out YouTube live. I might live stream the weigh-ins. That's not a bad move, right? Write that down. I might live stream weigh-ins. I'm going to test it out anyways. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So that's all I got. Thank you for tuning in for episode number 6 of the Fighters Walk podcast. Thank you for your support. Whether it's liking a picture on Instagram, commenting on a YouTube video, subscribing to the YouTube channel, following the Instagram channel. Thank you. You don't know how much it truly means to me, especially when it's something I love, even if you may not love it all the way. The fact that you're supporting what I love to do means a lot. So I really appreciate that. And there's no time like right now to hop over onto the Instagram page, Check it out. Drop a follow. There's no time like now to hop over to the YouTube page, subscribe to the channel, and check the videos out, especially this week, because they're big. It's a big week. Super excited. Like I said, thank you again. I really, really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And I'll be talking to you on the next one. Next one's going to be a big one. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be good. So like I said, Corey Keene, thank you. And I'll be talking to you guys soon. Peace.
Yeah. But y'all gonna just tune into this tape. And we're gonna keep going, keep bouncing.